Carey is married to a Heinz heiress. Ta-ta-ta. Does that mean we cannot? No, they're not asking this. Does this mean we can't? Because I really like ketchup. In fact, let me tell you this. Deer season is coming up. I love deer season, and I love deer meat. Some people go, ew, ah, ugh. And I'll tell you my favorite way of eating deer meat is take it, cut it up. I don't have to soak it in nothing. I don't have to prepare it. Take it, cut it up, flour it with a little salt and vinegar, or not vinegar, but garlic and a little pepper and maybe a little onion powder, a little seasoning, and flour it up and fry that in a frying pan. And then take it and sit down with a big plate of it and a bottle of ketchup, and I cannot make myself stop eating it. I love that. So I hope that Heinz ketchup is not evil. Anyway, Chris writes in and says, why do the New Agers believe that 11-11-11 will open a portal and bring in the age of Aquarius? Also saw on a blog that if you do Kundalini on that day, will introduce a third strand to your DNA. You know what? I've been trying to tell people this for years. Well, not for years, for about a year or two. About 3 strands of DNA and all this. Chris, I would like to see... let me give you a different email address to send it to, because I don't really like links on this particular email address because I don't go to them. But anyway, if you will email me at pastormike@kingjamescode.org and send me the link to this third strand DNA opening up the Kundalini, opening up the third strand, blah, blah, blah. I would really like to see that. I will probably deal with that sometime. So send me that link in my different email address. Would you please do that? But why do the New Agers believe that 11-11-11 will open a portal and bring in the age of Aquarius? It's because of the significance of the numbers of the date. Now, some people are asking me, Pastor Mike, do you believe something big is going to happen on 11-11-11? And I think not. And the reason why I think not is sort of related to the reason why nothing happened last Sunday on 9/11/11. And people were going, oh no, 9/11/11. Something's going to happen. And I tend not, and let me tell you what my theory is. My theory is that the more significant the date, the more subtle the event. Likewise, the more subtle the date, the more significant the event. And so, if that makes sense to you, I don't think anything other than a movie called The Immortals, which I think is coming out on 11/11/11, I don't think the world is just going to be standing in shock and awe going, but I do think something subtle is going to take place on that day. And that's when it's subtle, that's when the people who really have their eyes open should be watching. Here is Stephen. I think this same Stephen that sent me he says in the FOP police photo, you might notice that the eagle phoenix at the top has 3 claws from each. I did see that. Let me pull that back up again. I did see that. I want you to notice on the logo the eagle's claws. There are 3 on one side and 3 on the other. Okay. Well, there you have a number there. That's the number. 33. Anyway, let me check one more thing here, and that is the WC. Oh my goodness, people on the WC are just going nuts over here. Anyway, this is Jill writing in concerning a book that she says one book stands alone by Douglas Stauffer, and then another one called Look What's Missing by David Daniels. Thank you very much for that, Jill. And Ariel got it right. She went to Psalm 46 and found that there were 11 verses there. And she says, dear jerky is good. Now, I don't know if she is calling me a jerk or, well, probably not. But anyway, all right. I'm going to sip some water here. And I want you to watch the conspiracy video du jour. Okay? You be the judge on whether or not smart meters are evil. Take a look.
We are now entering the brave new world of smart meters. That means your electric meter will do so much more than just show how much electricity you use. The new smart meters are watching you. They sense all kinds of goings-on. They see when you turn something on or off. They see how many watts your electric toothbrush pulls. They send the record of that little event over wireless networks, bouncing through your neighbor's smart meters, all the way to the power company, where they keep record of all your electric consumption, volumes, and patterns every minute of every day, and store that data forever on computers that you'll never get to see. That data shows when you are at home, shows when you're sleeping, shows when you're on vacation, when you have visitors, when you use a lamp, a power tool, some extra
Sounds
computers,
like Santa Claus.
and if you look like you're running a business out of your home. It even senses when you bootleg energy off the grid. Your smart meter data shows a vivid profile of your personal living patterns and whether or not you were at home on the night of the murder. This is not electrical metering. This is
think you can
personal
tell
surveillance.
the audio is not in sync
without
with the
a
video.
warrant every day.
Just
This
deal
is
with
your personal private life going straight out through your electric meter to the power company, to the government, to the police, to the insurance company, to anyone who cuts a deal with your power company to look at your life under a microscope. Sorry, it's actually worse than that. People who don't cut a deal can get your information too by simply intercepting the wireless signal spewing from the side of your house. Yes, smart meters are radio transmitters. Here's how you tell. This one is a 1-watt radio station licensed by the FCC. On this all-news radio station, every detail of your electrical life is shooting off to some institutional data center somewhere. Already, the police in Ohio, Texas, British Columbia, and places I don't know about are regularly using smart meter data to pinpoint marijuana grow houses, enforce business licenses, and punish people for doing things in the private. We are now entering the brave new world of smart meters.
Well, we've had a little glitch there with that video. If you want to get that video, go to YouTube and check it out. I think that's where I got it from, YouTube smart meters, and you should be able to find that. But it is an interesting concept that we're living in an age right now. Here is my personal identification device that identifies me and what I say, what I do, where I go. So now they have a system of monitoring what's going on inside of our homes. We turn the fan on, turn the lights on, and there's some people that are suggesting that they are going to use this and may already have to pull down the lights in your area if you're using too much electricity, or to just cut you off and say, yeah, you're using too much. And so anyway, I think that they have already been out to my house to put a smart meter in. Now, am I going to go out there and rip the thing off the pole? No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm pretty sure they've already done that. And so anyway, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you to do. If you don't like it, call the electric company and say, get this thing off of my house. You know what? I don't think I did this. The UFO video of the week last week, I don't think I did this. I know I've already showed 2 videos. Let me show another one, okay, just because. I think you'll like this one. Now, I don't know if this is real or not, but that's the whole purpose of it being unidentified. Take a look.
Zachary. which are these?
Saving the best for last, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap.
There you have the completely unidentified flying objects up in the sky. You know, I was reading something in the book of Jude while you were staring at UFOs. And I picked up on something. You know, every time you read the Bible, it's something brand new. And that's what I like about it. We had mentioned about saving people from the fire. And you know, there in Jude, verse 23, that's interesting. And others saved with fear, pulling them out of the fire. He warns earlier in this saying about certain men crept in unawares and contending for the faith. And in contending for the faith, you're hoping to pull people out of the fire. The problem is that too many people would rather just lay under the BMW and die. And they don't think that they're in a need. They're like the guy who is under that BMW, who he cannot think, he cannot react, he cannot do anything, and you want to pull him out of that fire. And so there are people who think you're nuts, who think you're crazy, who think I mentioned last week, got somebody accusing me of being a cult leader. Which is absolutely ridiculous, and that we're worshiping the Bible. You better believe I am. You better believe it. I make no bones about it whatsoever. This Bible is the Word of God, and it is glorious in my sight. This Bible is. But anyway, there was something that I noticed here in after verse 4, for there are certain men who crept in unawares. And then he said in verse 5, he said, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. The land of Egypt, think about it. What was one of the plagues that God sent to the land of Egypt? It was fire and brimstone, is what it was, burning hail of fire and brimstone. Okay? There was fire raining down from heaven upon Egypt. And then look at verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, that is the sons of God of Genesis chapter 6. You see, I don't need a book called Enoch to tell me this. The angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation.